Hi! This instructional video is about solving quadratic equations. Solving quadratic equations. There are a number of ways to solve. On this segment, we're going to talk about using the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula. Many of you have seen this before. Is x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Some teachers even sing a song for students to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel to help them memorize the formula. I won't sing, don't worry. So let's get this started right away. Using the quadratic formula, we're going to solve, meaning we're going to find the roots. We're going to find the x-intercepts, if there are any, that goes through the x-intercepts, or I just said that. So in this case, this is in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c. It's an equation. So we're going to identify the a, b, and the c. A is 3, b is negative 4, c is 1. So the formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yeah. It's going to be a lengthy process. Here we go. So we got negative b, which is negative times negative 4. Don't do anything. Just substitute in all the numbers and start evaluating step by step. Times the quantity of x, or b squared, negative b over 2 to the second power minus 4 times 3 times 1. All over, there we go, 2a, which is 2 times 3. Now we start evaluating. Negative and negative 4 is positive 4, plus or minus. Inside a radical, oh, I put a b. It's a negative 4. And negative 4 squared is positive 16. Minus 4 times 3 times 1 is 12. The whole thing square rooted, divided by 6. Inside a radicand, or radical, 16 minus 12 is, of course, 4. And you know what a square root of 4 is. And since we do, we could write them in two separate expressions. We could say 4 plus 2 over 6. Or, make sure you say or. You could be at one place at one time. 4 minus 2 over 6. And when we further evaluate, 4 plus 2 is 6 over 6. So one of the solutions is 1. Or 4 minus 2 is 2 over 6, which is 1/3. So those are the 2 points in which the parabola will go through the x-axis. 1 at 1 and 1 at 1/3. Remember the old lesson? It's positive, going through 1, going through these y-intercept, and then there it is. Boom! And that's what those solutions mean. They are the x-intercepts. Why don't you try numbers 2 and 3? Okay, for number 2, you said a is negative 2, b is 1, the invisible factor 1, and c is 6. So the formula, since we know what the formula here is, let's just go ahead and substitute it in. We got negative 1, because that's a b, plus or minus, square root of b squared, that's negative 1 squared, minus 4 times negative 2 times 6, all over 2a, which is negative 2. Evaluate, we get negative 1 plus or minus. Inside a radical, negative 1 squared is 1. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Over 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And you know what 1 plus 48 is? It is simply square root of 49. Uh-oh, that's a perfect square. And you know what a square root of 49 is? So we get negative 1 plus 7 over negative 4, or negative 1 minus 7 over negative 4. Evaluate, negative 1 plus 7 is 6 over negative 4, which in turn becomes negative 3 over 2, divisible by 2, of course. Here, negative 1 and negative 7 combines to become negative 8 over negative 4, and negative becomes positive. 8 over 4 is 2. So those are your 2 solutions for number 2. Finally, number 3. A is 10, B is negative 11, C is 3. Oops. identity. Okay, and now substitute. And then, number 3, you identify the A, B, and C. A is 10, B is negative 11, and C is 3. There's the quadratic formula again. So we're going to substitute in for all the variables. So we have x is equal to negative b, but negative 11, that's going to become a positive, plus or minus square root of b, which is negative 11 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 10, times a c, which is 3. Okay? And then we start evaluating. Negative 11 becomes positive 11, plus or minus, inside a radical now. Negative 11 times negative 11 is positive 121. Minus 4 times 10 is 40 times 3. 40 times 3 is 120. All over. Oh, I didn't put a 10 in there. 2 times 10 is 20. So we get 11 plus or minus. Well, 121 minus 120, that's going to be 1. And 1 is a perfect square, so we can write that as a 2 separate expression as 11 plus 1 over 20, or 11 minus 1 over 20. Of course, 11 plus 1 is 12 over 20, which reduces the common factor of 4, I guess, huh? 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times 5 is 20, so that's one of the solutions. And 11 minus 1 is 10 over 20, which is simply 1 over 2. So those are your 2 roots, 2 x-intercepts, 2 solutions for that equation. Okay. Good luck.